Zenet versus Rovian, a duel that I wasn't expecting to happen, but was so glad that it did. On one hand, I was very sad seeing Rovian lose, but given the spotlight to Zenet, by giving her contact fusion and showing more confidence in the character, as well as a smarter side of herself, I thought was a very much needed approach and the correct decision. So, let's talk about it. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton. Today we're talking all things episode 120 of the Yugioh Go Rush anime series. A brilliantly fun episode that sees two of my favourite female characters from Go Rush dueling. So first and foremost, I want to talk about the Dark Matter Empire this episode, as it was a massive win for them, as not only did they manage to thwart our hero's plan in creating another Dynamo, which was a plan that indeed is a smart one to try and do, as it creates more diversions, thus making Monster Reborn safer, but it also manages to secure the Dark Matter more allies for themselves, showing off more insight and smarts, as they saw through Vicious Guy's lie, which again, I loved how brutal Yumu was in using the Hoover and bagging them up, just like how we saw Goha Yuna do. Now, although we didn't get to see it as well, I'm guessing that this win for Zenet did help further fill up that jar that we see in the Dark Meister's possession. So all in all, a fantastic result for the Dark Matter Empire. Now, as for Zenet's character, she was pure gold within this episode, and it helped to show off her evolution as a character, going from someone who's always anxious and a bit timid, to someone who's smart and skilled, acting like she's afraid, like her anxiety is getting too much, all in an effort to buy time and confirm if Dynamo was truly there. But I do believe that towards the end she was genuinely feeling a little bit worried, but after seeing a complete shift in her personality and expressing her confidence, her cockiness, her pride, and basically outsmarting everyone, I think again, I love the way they've done this character justice from this episode. Now, I did like how Yugioh was cheering her on, as it shows him trying to connect with everyone, even if they're on opposite sides. Plus, we know Yugioh has gained a small level of understanding of Zenet, as he has dueled her before. But seeing Rovian trying to comfort her and encouraging her to continue the duel was a nice segment, as it shows a good sense of sportsmanship as well as Rovian's kindness. Yes, her plan was thwarted, and her plan in the end was to try and win and get more Dynamos, making it harder to find Monster Reborn, but why win by forfeit? Because we have no idea if the Dark Matter Empire forfeits a duel, does that still count as a win enough to get a Dynamo? So again, I like the display from both Yugioh and Rovian here. As for the actual duel and giving the Dark Men a win, this was much needed too, as how long now have we been seeing them lose and only relying on Yumu and Yugioh to win their fights for them. So giving Zenet a win makes me happy. Also, the way she won was great as well. Seeing her get contact fusion was brilliant, as it gives her a more unique fusion in the form of Dark Matter Freya. Now, I butchered that horribly and I do apologise, but I loved that this was given to her because it gives that more uniqueness, as well as it's not great seeing all the Dark Men using the same Dark Matter Enigma all the time. Plus, this monster is incredibly good with its skill. Its requirements: send the top card of your deck to the graveyard and it gains the following effect. This turn, this card gains attack equal to the number of face down cards on your field times 200, and can attack monsters a number of times up to the number of face down cards on your field, giving you 5 attacks in this turn. This card is crazy good. Yes, there are easy outs to this, but all in all, is a solid ability. On the other side of things though, however, Rovian may have lost, but she gave a good showcasing, relying on older units like Ballistic Battle Ballad but also using new fusions like Polyline a la mode, which had a really good continuous effect. If fusion summoned using a level 8 or higher monster by the effect of fusion or psychic a fusion, you can also use psychic monsters in your graveyard as materials. If you do use materials on your field and in your graveyard, they are shuffled into the owner's deck. Now, having to put the cards back into your deck is good for making it so you can't spam the same fusion monster. Plus, it also makes it useful for bulking up your deck a little more, as you're more likely to deplete your deck quicker thanks to the Rush Dueling format. However, as you may know, the icing on top of the cake for me was seeing Prophecy Flail of Colours. After all, Prophecy Phase is my favourite card used in Go Rush, so I'm very glad to see this return once more. Honestly, I could go on with this episode, but I'll leave it there for now. I enjoyed this episode very much and I want to see how we go moving forward now that Phaser has Danamu. It looks like that we're keeping him close so that Monster Reborn is a little bit safer, as well as keeping our powerful duelist in the loop. Could this lead to a Phaser versus Yugioh duel? Who knows? But let's find out as we go on to the next one. Other than that though, hope you enjoyed this little review. If you have, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and like the video. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Alligator, Martinet, goodbye.